Hello, I'm Elena Durrett-Stevens with the Checotah Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here with Kathy Cox. She and her husband, Rick Cox, own June's, and June's is located at 123 South Broadway. So if you're in Checotah and you find yourself on Broadway, so if you just find yourself in Checotah, go to Broadway Street and eat at June's. It's wonderful. I promise you will not be disappointed. You're welcome. So I have known you since I can remember.
Yes.
Which is a blessing.
Yes.
I'm super excited. However, there are probably people that don't actually know you that come here and eat. One of my goals is that I want everyone in this town to know business owners like I do. And some of that may be good and some of that may be bad. I know your history. So I'm just going to ask you some questions so that people that don't know your history can get to know your history.
Okay.
And first of all, so I like to brag on my friends. And my first brag is you were on, or June's was on, Discover Oklahoma.
Yes, we were.
So do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, it was pretty exciting actually. I got a call, said that they were going to come down and would like to do an interview. And I was kind of shell-shocked, you know. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, that'd be great. So a couple of weeks later, get a phone call, say, okay, we've got you set up for such and such date, we'll be down. And I was like, okay. So, in the beginning, I really didn't get, like, all worked up and overly excited. Even that day, I think I came in, regular day, had on my June shirt, just doing my thing. And I didn't realize how big of a deal it was until after it aired. Right. And then I was like, oh my gosh, why didn't I dress up that day? Why did I look better? So, but it was really cool. It was great. Mom came down. I had a lot of close family and friends in the restaurant that day. Just happened to look out because I didn't tell everyone. Right. I wanted it to just be whoever came in. And, but I did have some really good friends that were in that day. And so it was amazing. I was felt truly blessed by the whole experience. Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I enjoyed watching it, and I enjoyed getting to see June interact with everyone,
Yeah.
and there was quite a few people that I knew as well. And it was really fun to get to see them, and I want to say their natural habitat.
Exactly. Yeah, because no one knew that they were coming, so when they came in, they were just like, what's going on, So yeah, it was pretty cool doing it that way.
One of my favorite things about Checotah is it typically doesn't matter where I go in town, I see someone that I know and that I can at least say hello. I mean, I can always say hello to anyone,
True.
but I really enjoy it when I see someone that, and it happens pretty much everywhere I stop, and that's one of my favorite things about Checotah. It's not just me. I'm with other people that will see people that they know also, that I don't even know, but it's kind of, that's weird how that happens, but it does.
It does.
So anyway, to continue on my bragging on you, the magazine Cowboys and Indians.
Yes. Actually knew nothing about that. Got a call from one of my friends, said that she was in a casino in Durant. And she's like, I was sitting here looking at this magazine, and you're in this magazine. I'm like, well, get the magazine, Right? So, I need that. Yeah, I need that. So, anyway, she did. She brought the magazine. She went up and asked the lady if she could take the magazine. She brought it back, gave it to me. I don't know how that all happened. And it wasn't like it was a big story or anything. They just kind of mentioned us having the best chicken fried steaks in Oklahoma, which I was like, oh, okay, great. Somebody likes them. So anyway, I don't know how all that went down, but I was thrilled by it.
Are you surprised when someone says that you have the best hamburgers, or you have the best chicken? Because I personally am. It's like, no, you go get a boneless chicken.
Yeah.
But that's not all you have.
Right. Yeah. Yes, I am, and it does. It does surprise me when people say things other than the boneless chicken, because that is our specialty.
Right.
So yeah, we have a lot of people that love our hamburger steaks. A lot of people that love our spaghetti.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is different though, hearing things like that, and I do enjoy hearing that.
Well, of course,
Yes.
it's like, I rock that too.
Yeah.
Okay, so how many years has June's been in business?
Okay, well, this is where the story begins. Okay, so my mom, June, was actually pregnant with me in 1966. I'm telling my age here.
That's okay.
when her and her friend bought the Dairy Queen. The Dairy Queen was located on the south end of town in Nichols parking lot, actually, which is Sharps now. But it was on the corner of Nichols parking lot. And they had this Dairy Queen, ran it for, well, I started to work there when I was 9. Yeah, I made a quarter an hour. Just want everybody to know that. Yeah, and so they did that for about 14 years. And there was a rent house that was actually right next to the Dairy Queen. And they bought that house and converted it into the chicken house. And they did that in like 75, 76. And that's where the nighttime stuff came into play, where they did the steaks and the shrimp and the lamb fries and all this and that. So when I graduated here in 85,
I won't tell you how old I was.
yeah, I know how old you were. 3 things I said I was never going to do. I was never coming back to Checotah. I was never going to get married. And I was never going to cook chicken for a living.
I had 2 of those, but not the chicken one.
Yeah, well,
I
so
was never going to cook, period. I'm going to make.
So I left and went to college. The summer of my senior year, was home for the summer working at Apex in Muskogee.
Okay.
Yeah, no, not Apex, Acme, sorry.
Acme, okay.
Acme,
All right.
yes. And I mean, I was like manual labor, like had blisters and stuff on my hands, you know, really working hard that summer. My brother got me that job, thank you, Robert. And anyway, but I ended up meeting my husband now. That
summer.
Yes, that was that summer. So anyway, finished my senior year in college, moved back to Checotah, got a rent house here in town, and I worked for a lawyer for about a year. Didn't want anything to do with the chicken house or anything. So I worked for Jean Mallory. And so Mom came to me one day and she's like, I'm fixing to sell the Dairy Queen and the chicken house. She said, Gary Nichols wants my lot, wants to make a bigger parking lot. She's like, I'm done, you know. So we had a little family meeting where we all 5 sat down with Mom, Dad, and my 3 brothers and my sister. And she told everyone what was going on, and she's like, if anybody wants any of the stuff that I have, you know, you're welcome to it, whatever. So no one really said anything. So we were all just kind of sitting there going, okay, you know, and it was kind of a done deal. And I went home that night and I told Rick, I said, I feel really bad, you know, no one said that they wanted Mom's stuff, you know, I think she kind of wanted to carry this on, you know, and I said, but, you know, my brothers and sister, they all had their own lives, they had, you know, kids, they were doing their own thing, I was the only one that was kind of, like, lost, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So Rick's like, let's do it, you know, and I'm like, okay. So we go back to Mom and say, okay, we're going to try and do this. We think we can, you know, take some of the stuff that you have and make it work or whatever. But, you know, I said, we have to find a place. Funny how that works. That's where your Mom and Dad come into play. Benny and Frida owned this building that we are in now. And I was 22 years old. You know, Rick was 20. Yes, he's younger than me.
Oh.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yeah, well.
You aged so much better.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, so we were looking for a building and ran into Benny and Frida, and he was like, I got a place for you. And I'm like, what? So we come down here. I kid you not. It was awful. It was a brick wall on one side, a cement block wall on the other side. It didn't even have a roof. I'm like, oh yeah, you want me to set up in here? You know?
I remember you wouldn't even let me come down here because it was too dangerous.
Oh yeah,
for a kid.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, I was like going really, and he was like, he said, we've got a vision. You know, I can do this. I know together we can do this. You know. So I'm like, okay, let's do it. So Rick and I came in and we worked all the time with him. You know, trying to. I mean, he had guys in here doing things and stuff, and we pitched right in and did our part, and yeah, we opened up in June of 1990 on Old Settlers Day. Yes.
And what's funny about that Old Settlers Day that is because in 1966, when your mom opened, that's the same year that Old Settlers Day started.
Coincidence, I don't know. But funny story on the day that we opened. Like I said, Rick and I had been down here. We've had a lot of our friends down here helping us try to get everything ready because we really were not ready. And Mom had this char grill that she'd used at the at the chicken house. So Rick had taken it to the car wash to clean it all up. Well, he had a real job too. He was surveying then, and so the morning that I was supposed to open, he got up and left like at 5 that morning to go to his job with the char grill grates in the back of his truck. So I get down here and I'm like, oh God, we don't have our grill, Get hold of my friend, send him down. He goes and picks up the grates out the back of Rick's truck, and we get back. But anyway, so we had the vent hood that was not completely finished. It worked, it sucked out, it was supposed to do all that stuff. But when it started raining, the rain started coming in. We ended up closing that day, like at 3:30, just because the rain was coming in on the grease, and the grease was, bubbling up.
Oh,
yes,
yeah. It makes get this mad.
Yeah. It was not a good first opening. But, it's gone good ever since.
Of course,
Of course.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah, it was a pretty good story. It really was. I tell it a lot.
I like that story.
Yeah.
I also like the story that you and I discussed about when, on Old Settlers Day, when the chicken house was where it used to be.
Yes.
For Old Settlers Day. Do you care to tell that story?
Oh, no. Mom was really big. As everyone knows, as a volunteer in town, community leader, whatever, and she did things right on Old Settlers Day. We dressed up as saloon girls. Yes. I remember I was like 10, 11 maybe, had my hair up in a beehive and big feathers sticking out of it and had on my saloon dress. But yeah, we rode in the parade in like a poker table in the back of the truck.
I had seen a picture, and it has a trailer, and it has a poker table in it. It has these saloon girls. It had guys sitting there like playing. They were literally actually playing, which I'm not like poker, but I mean, they were going through the motion. They were probably playing a real hand,
right?
Because you have to in order to make it look real. And then there was these women standing around in saloon girls, and I'm like, I love that.
Yeah, it was really cool. She was all about that stuff,
She was. I also have another picture of her and Carol Anson dressed up, and now I can't remember what they were dressed up as. I don't know if it was the Flintstones, or if it was a nurse, or if it was like Little Abner and Ellie Mae. Not the one that was just like.
Yes, it was.
Was it Ellie Mae off from Dog Patch?
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. That's what it was. Yes.
Okay.
I remember that picture now that you say that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I have a copy if you need it.
Okay. I might need a copy of that. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So just good times,
I'm telling you, it has been. It's been such a blessing. I'm not going to get emotional.
Okay. I won't let you.
Yes. No. I mean, Mom really helped me out a lot in the beginning, too. She was down here a lot helping me and making sure I was doing things like she wanted me to do things, Finally, she broke away, and started doing her thing with the cakes and stuff like that. But, now that she's passed, I really wish she was still down here helping me.
Of course, yeah. And I know that when you're with your mom or your brother or your dad or any family member,
yeah,
and especially when it was theirs and then they hand it down, they can't walk away.
Oh heck no.
You know what I mean? Because it's yours, but it's still theirs.
Oh yes. Well, and I went for years. I mean, probably at least 15 years that I owned the business. That everyone thought Mom still owned.
Well, exactly.
The business. I mean, it is named June's. It is kind of hard to do that, and it didn't bother me. It really didn't. I was like, okay, it doesn't matter.
Right. But there's even like working with your husband or something like that. There's always going to be the moment that you're like, if they tell me one more time what to do, and I got this, just because that's how they want to do it. We all have those moments.
We do.
But like you said, then when you don't.
Yes, that's when it all.
Yes. Yeah. So to keep you from getting emotional, so when Bradley and I first got married, we were apart with Haas in the Quick Lube.
Mm-hmm.
So you actually hired me to waitress. So I worked here, and I worked at the because I actually worked at a donut shop also. So from like midnight to 8 in the morning, I worked at the donut shop. Maybe at 7, I worked at the donut shop. Then I would go home, take a shower. If I could get 5 minutes of sleep, I'd get 5 minutes of sleep. Then I'd go to the quick lube,
Right.
and help out there. And then I would leave there at 4 and come to June's.
Yes.
And I was here until 10.
Yes.
So I would get like 2 hours of sleep. And when you're young, you can do that.
Oh, heck yeah, yeah. I used to do amazing things when I first started. I was here 24/7, and I mean, yeah. I mean, it was.
So this was one of my first jobs, and I loved it. The people were wonderful. And I loved getting to waitress because you get to meet even more people than what you meet on a normal basis.
True. Yeah, and that's one thing that really amazes me sometimes. Sometimes I'll look downstairs from the kitchen, and I won't know anyone downstairs.
Yes, I've noticed that. On occasion when I come in, I'm like,
yeah, so I'll go down and I'll be like, hey, I'm Kathy, how you doing? Yeah, and a lot of people have come off the highway,
Right.
know.
Yes.
And so I'm thankful
Right.
that we have the location that we do, and that, yeah.
Yes. And I'm sure that if they stop and ask any of the locals where to eat,
And I
you have to eat, Jude. You have to.
I get that at Walmart, I'll be like, someone said, oh, we had some travelers coming through earlier, and I told them they need to come eat down there, and I'm like, well, thank you so much. But yeah, that is really cool. I appreciate all the locals. I do.
Well, of course, because is it always easy to pay your bills?
It's not always easy. That's one of the things that I think people have this myth about business owners, that we just have all this money and we're doing all these glamorous things. And, last time I checked, I was still here 5-6 days a week, especially when you got a couple kids in college, and
Exactly.
yeah, it is. It's not. It's been a blessing. I'm not going to say that. I didn't, and maybe that's where I should take this, because I didn't miss one of my kids' school plays, not one of their ball games, not one of their anything. I was there for everything, and that's one of the great blessings about being your own boss.
Yes.
Is no one can tell you what to do.
Right.
But then you're the one that has to rob from Peter to pay Paul to make ends meet.
Yes.
And it hasn't always been easy, and I've had great support, from the bank, and your mom and dad was so great to me in the beginning, because I'd be like, I'll have the rent next week. I promise, But yeah, and so I've had a lot of great people that have been behind me, and then I've always had my husband that has always been there to help me and supportive, and so yeah, it's been a blessing.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm like you. I think sometimes we don't understand how important it is to shop local, to try to support the small businesses, because we don't even think about it.
Yeah, well, and with the corporations, the bigger companies and stuff, they can offer more. They can offer more pay. They can offer more benefits. They can offer a better environment. We're making it as we go. You know what I'm saying? And
Exactly.
And that is one thing too that I want to say. I could not make it without the crew that I have here at this restaurant. I could not do it by myself. Wouldn't want to do it by myself. And these girls have been so good for me and to me. And Sissy's been with me for 26 years now. So it's just been great, and I couldn't do it if it weren't for them.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course not. No, and I completely understand that, because it'd be like that little game where you're that little cook, and you're that waitress. And
Yeah, can't do that.
No, I guess that just the game gets hard. I can't imagine life.
Exactly.
Put that right there.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I do understand that, and I'm glad that you have a crew that you have too, because you have a great crew.
I do. I do feel really blessed to have such a great crew. They're very good to me.
For as outgoing as what I seem to be, I personally don't like to go anywhere and eat by myself. I don't really like to be by myself. So, but when I feel comfortable, because I know people in the kitchen, or I know that they're good people, it makes it easier for me to go and eat by myself.
Very true. Very, very true.
And I always feel at home. I always feel comfortable in June's.
And but I try to keep that kind of home atmosphere, so that everyone does kind of feel comfortable. I don't want it to be real fancy or,
Right.
Anything like that. I want them to feel like they can come in their flip-flops and cut off shorts and, and eat. Because, it's not about the fancy here.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask, because this is something that I've learned recently, and I didn't realize it before, but tour buses.
Oh, yes, yes. We do get a few a year. They call us about a month in advance and say that they're going to be coming through either from Texas going to Branson or from Arkansas going to Oklahoma City or just whatever. But yeah, this upstairs has been a blessing for me because this is where we usually put our groups and stuff. Hopefully, fixing to change all that, but
so there's some information for you.
There's some little bit of information
for those of us that like to know ahead of time. There you go.
Yeah, but yeah, it is, and we can bring in 30, 40 people up here, and no one downstairs really knows it.
You're right,
So
because there'll be times that I'll be eating downstairs, and I'll see somebody walk out from upstairs, and I'm like, wow, there's people up there.
Yeah, and we get a lot of baseball teams. College baseball teams, one from Arkansas, when they're traveling to Durant, they stop through, and then when Durant's traveling to Arkansas, they stop through. So I mean, it's been great, really.
And I did forget to mention that we are upstairs.
Yes.
So as a kid, my ultimate goal was always to get upstairs because it's not everyone gets to come upstairs.
That's true.
Now I have a meeting here once a month, so I feel like I'm always upstairs.
Yeah. It's no big deal anymore, is it?
No, the stairs now.
Yes, getting up the stairs for sure.
But so for those of you that didn't know, we are upstairs at June. So if you've never got to be up here, now you know.
Yeah.
So those were pretty much the questions that I had for you, and I feel like people have got a better idea of who you are. Is there anything that you wanted to add that I failed to ask?
Put me on the spot here. No, I can't think of anything right off the top of my head. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Thanks, Dad, for being there for me.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Delaney. Yeah. Dad he's a pretty good handyman. He'll come around and help me out sometimes too if I need him. But I just want to thank the community as a whole. They have been so supportive of my business and my mom's business for so many years.
That was one thing I was going to mention because some people don't know you like I do. So Kathy is actually, I think she's tried to pull herself back a little bit, but there was one time that Kathy was extremely involved in the Historical Society, the school system, I know that you have done a lot in different areas that some people probably have no clue that you have done because you're not the person who's like, look what I did.
Well,
you probably don't want to talk about that. That's okay.
When we very first started here, when Rick and I very first started here, we were at Main Street. We did, we did Chamber, we did Lions Club, Fed Lions Club, So, we did a lot. And then, of course, when we had the kids, who I love and miss dearly, got real involved with the school, started the parent-teacher organization, and did, fun day and stuff like that. That was good stuff. So yeah, when I had kids, I pulled away from the community to give to my kids.
As we do.
So yeah, we do. But yeah, Rick and I were actually talking just the other night, and he was like, "We need to get involved a little bit more with the community again." I don't know how we're going to fit it in. I feel like we work more now than we did back then. But
exactly.
Yeah, we're going to do it. We are going to do it, but
I guess he doesn't know how often I call Kathy. Like, hey, I need some help. I know you've been down this road. Hey, how did y'all used to do this? Because it was wonderful when you did that. So
yeah. But Rick and I both are going to try and get a little more involved with things again. And
do you feel like it's hard to get involved with the community?
Oh heck no! It's the only thing that's hard is finding the time.
Right.
I know when I was more involved, the things that kind of angered me, or not really angered me, but you get a little discouraged because it seems like it's the same people doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. I know you know, and it's hard to keep going and keep motivated sometimes because you're like, okay, I'm beating my head against the wall, and no one's here to help, and no one cares.
So volunteers and community leaders and people that want to help with the community are always welcome.
Yes.
And if you don't know me, I'm very easy to get to know. My husband says I never meet a stranger. So I try to be extremely approachable. And then I know that the city's always willing to take any volunteers or help that they can get as well.
True.
And the city and I work together a lot. So if there's ever a chance that you want to volunteer or be involved in the community, there's always that option. Just got to let us know. Because we can't come and ask every single person, hey, will you help us do this? Or hey, we don't want to impose. Because sometimes when you're asked to do something, it's hard to say no.
Oh, it is hard. It is.
So it's much easier for the people putting events on if people come and like, hey, what do you need? I'm here to help you.
I'm here to help. I'm here to help. Yeah. So, that's a good thing. Thank you,
Appreciate
Jane.
you so
Thank
much.
you. I appreciate you. All right.